If you really want to start to build wealth, then one thing that you need to know is how your money gets spent. In this video, we'll be talking about what a budget is. Yes, everyone's most dreaded topic. In this video, we'll be talking about 3 different budgeting systems that you can start implementing today. Hey guys, welcome to my video. If you're new here, I'm Romel, and on this channel we talk about all things related to finance, investing, and building wealth. We talk about mindsets, strategies, techniques, and resources to help you in your journey to build wealth. We focus on low-cost strategies to help the average guy start investing and accumulating wealth. Before we can begin to explain what the 3 budgeting systems are, we have to first understand what a budget is. A budget is an estimated plan for your money. One thing you have to understand about budgets is that they're estimates. They're blueprints and plans that you can follow to help you track your money, but they may change depending on your circumstances and depending on your current life events. Alright, so what are the 3 budgeting systems that we'll be talking about today? The first one is called the 50-30-20 method. This is one of the easiest methods and it's really easy to implement. So what is 50-30-20? 50% is the amount of income you're allocating to spend on your needs. 30% is the amount that you're going to allocate towards your wants, and 20% is what you allocate towards your savings. Let's explain this a little bit further. 50% goes into your needs. Needs really depends on your lifestyle. But for most people, rent and mortgage is one thing. You have insurance, gas, groceries, phone, utilities, and even your student loans. Obviously, needs will vary, so you'll have to really tailor this to what you believe you really need. What are wants? Wants, by definition, are not needs. These are things that you can live without. These are things such as subscriptions and memberships, gyms, streaming services, food subscriptions, anything that you don't really need. They can also be things such as shopping. We obviously want to go shopping, but we don't need to go shopping. One other thing that's a really big want that most people do is dining out and going to bars. This is a huge expense, and one of the best ways to cut your spending is to limit the amount of times you dine out per week. And one of the last wants that I'll put out there is one of the things that we all do. We go shopping with Amazon Prime. The last portion of this budgeting plan is savings. 20% of your income goes towards savings. Savings can be things such as an emergency account, a retirement account, or an investing account. All of these things are critical. If you watched one of my other videos, the number 1 rule to building wealth is to invest in yourself and pay yourself first. One of the best ways to do 20% into savings is by doing automatic withdrawals. By doing automatic withdrawals, this will take the guesswork and the manual labor part of this out of the equation. The second type of budgeting system that we'll be discussing is called the envelope or cash method. This method takes your variable expenses and splits them up into different categories. These categories are then made into envelopes where you put physical cash into. One thing to note though is that this method is only for variable expenses. Things such as rent, subscriptions, and other fixed expenses should be taken off the top. What this means is you take your income and subtract the total sum of your fixed expenses. The money left over is what you'll be putting into different envelopes. This method is great for someone that charges everything and doesn't keep tabs on how much he's spending. By putting the money that you can spend into physical envelopes, you'll be able to see and track how much you're spending and how much you have left. There's something powerful about holding money in its physical form. Using credit cards makes it very easy to spend more than you should. So what type of categories could you have for this envelope system? For example, you could have an envelope for clothes, dining out, groceries, or personal care. Those are all variable expenses that could change from month to month. By having the money that you could spend on these different categories, you're limited in your ability to overspend. The last type of budgeting method that I'll be talking about is called the zero budget. Zero budget doesn't mean that there's no budget. It just means that all the money that you get is allocated into some category. What this means is that when you get your paycheck, you should already have a number and category assigned to every dollar. For example, let's say you make a monthly income of $2,000. Of that, you know that you have to pay $1,000 for rent, $500 for grocery, gas, and transportation, $250 in debt repayment. You want to put aside $150 for savings. You're going to use $100 for shopping, and you have about $50 in memberships and subscriptions. When you add up all those categories, you'll see that it's $2,000. So the income minus all those expenses is zero. And that's why it's called the zero budget. Not because there's no budget, but because all the money you have is accounted for. Every dollar goes into something. So those are 3 budget basic systems. Those are some of the most popular basic budgets that you can follow to help you if you need a place to start. However, ultimately, the budget that works best for you is a combination of those, or maybe it's none of those. The budget that's best for you is one that you can stick to, and one that's easy for you to track. For example, if 50-30-20 doesn't work, then maybe you adjust those numbers. Maybe you do 70-20-10 or 60-30-10, whatever works. You just need to have a budget in place to help you start tracking your money. Once you're able to track your money, you'll be able to start accumulating wealth. Alright guys, that's what we have for this video. Hopefully those budgeting basics will help you get started in budgeting for yourself. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. We're a new and growing YouTube channel, and anything you can do to support us is greatly appreciated. Also, in the comments, let me know what your favorite budgeting system is. I only covered 3 budgeting systems, and I know there's so many out there. Let me know which one works best for you. If you'd like to connect with me on other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I'll leave links in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.